Hello students, welcome to Breedmark Academy. Myself L.S. Nanda. Now in today's video, I am going to discuss the solutions of two mathematics questions that were asked in recently held JEE Advanced 2025 Paper 1 exam. Now this is the first question. This question is based on the topic of functions. It says, let capital R denote the set of all real numbers. Let ai, bi belonging to capital R for I belonging to the set containing the elements 1, 2, 3. Define the functions fr to r, gr to r and hr to r by f of x equal to a1 plus 10x plus a2 x square plus a3 into x cube plus x to the power 4, g of x equal to b1 plus 3x plus b2 into x square plus b3 into x cube plus x to the power 4, h of x equal to f of x plus 1 minus g of x plus 2. If f of x not equal to g of x for every x belonging to capital R, then the coefficient of x cube in hx is. Now students, this question appears to be a tough question, but actually it is a simple problem. Now according to the statement f of x not equal to g of x for every x belonging to capital R, it clearly means that the equation f of x minus g of x equal to 0 does not have any real root. Now let us find the function f of x minus g of x. It becomes equal to a1 minus b1 plus 7x plus a2 minus b2 into x square plus a3 minus b3 into x cube. Now students, the function f of x minus g of x is a cubic polynomial. So that means the equation f of x minus g of x equal to 0 will become a cubic equation. And we know that every odd degree polynomial equation with real coefficients must have at least one real root. But according to the given statement, this equation does not have any real root. Now this is possible only when this becomes a quadratic equation. Now for this equation to become a quadratic equation, the coefficient of x cube, that is a3 minus b3, must become equal to 0. Moreover, the discriminant of the quadratic equation must be less than 0. Otherwise, that quadratic equation will have two real roots. Now it means 49 must be less than 4 times a1 minus b1 into a2 minus b2. Now students, we move further. Now students, h of x is defined as f of x plus 1 minus g of x plus 2. Now we can find the value of f of x plus 1 by putting x as x plus 1 in the function f of x. And similarly, we can find the value of g of x plus 2 by putting x as x plus 2 in the function g of x. So now h of x becomes equal to a1 plus 10x plus 10 plus a2 into x plus 1 whole square plus a3 into x plus 1 whole cube plus x plus 1 whole power 4 minus b1 minus 3x minus 6 minus b2 into x plus 2 whole square minus b3 into x plus 2 whole cube minus x plus 2 whole power 4. Now students, we have to find the coefficient of x cube in hx, and the coefficient of x cube in hx can be found from the coefficients of x cube in these four terms. The first one is a3 into x plus 1 whole cube. The second is x plus 1 whole power 4. The third one is minus b3 into x plus 2 whole cube. And the last one is minus x plus 2 whole power 4. So the coefficient of x cube comes as a3 minus b3 plus 4c3 minus 4c3 into 2. Now students, a3 minus b3 is equal to 0. So the value of the coefficient of x cube becomes equal to minus 4c3. And this is nothing but minus 4. So hence option C is the correct one. Now students, we move towards the next question. Now students, this next question is on the topic of probability. It's a good question. It says 3 students S1, S2 and S3 are given a problem to solve. Consider the following events. U, at least one of S1, S2 and S3 can solve the problem. V, S1 can solve the problem given that neither S2 nor S3 can solve the problem. W, S2 can solve the problem and S3 cannot solve the problem. T, S3 can solve the problem. For any event E, let PE denote the probability of E. If PU equal to 1 upon 2, PV equal to 1 upon 10 and PW equal to 1 upon 12, then PT is equal to. Now students, we will solve this question with the help of a Venn diagram. Let's move further. Now students, a Venn diagram is in front of you. Here the set S is the universal set. The set S1 represents all the cases when the student S1 can solve the problem. The set S2 represents all the cases when the student S2 can solve the problem. And similarly, the set S3 represents all the cases when the student S3 can solve the problem. Now students, the region that I have marked with the red strips is S1 intersection S2 bar intersection S3 bar, and the region that I have marked with the green strips is S2 intersection S3 bar. Now students, I will solve this question by using the basic concepts of set theory and probability. Now, by looking at the Venn diagram, I can say that number of elements in S1 union S2 union S3 is equal to number of elements in S1 intersection S2 bar intersection S3 bar plus number of elements in S2 intersection S3 bar plus number of elements in S3. Now students, if I divide the entire equation by ns, then I get probability of S1 union S2 union S3 equal to probability of S1 intersection S2 bar intersection S3 bar plus probability of S2 intersection S3 bar plus probability of S3. Because we know that if A is a set or an event and S is the universal set, then NA upon NS represents the probability of A, right? Now students, I am calling this equation as equation number 1. Now we move further. Now students, U is the event when at least one of S1, S2 or S3 can solve the problem. So that means probability of U is actually probability of S1 union S2 union S3, and this is given as 1 upon 2. V refers to the event when S1 can solve the problem given that neither S2 nor S3 can solve the problem. So that means probability of V is probability of S1 by S2 bar intersection S3 bar. And by using the formula of conditional probability, it becomes probability of S1 intersection inside the bracket S2 bar intersection S3 bar whole divided upon probability of S2 bar intersection S3 bar, and this is given as 1 upon 10. Now students, this further becomes equal to probability of S1 intersection S2 bar intersection S3 bar whole divided upon probability of S2 bar intersection S3 bar, and this is equal to 1 upon 10. So from here I can write a equation, and that is probability of S1 intersection S2 bar intersection S3 bar is equal to 1 upon 10 into probability of S2 bar intersection S3 bar. Now students, probability of S2 bar intersection S3 bar can further be written as probability of S2 union S3 whole complement. I have used the De Morgan's law, and this is further equal to 1 upon 10 into inside the bracket 1 minus probability of S2 union S3. I am calling this as equation number 2. Right? Now students, we move further. Now students, the event W refers to the situation when S2 can solve the problem but S3 cannot solve the problem. So that means probability of W is actually probability of S2 intersection S3 bar, and this is given as 1 upon 12. And lastly, T event refers to the situation when S3 can solve the problem. So that means probability of T is probability of S3, which we have to find, and I am assuming this value as X. Now students, we move back to the equation number 1. Now on the left hand side of the equation 1, we have probability of S1 union S2 union S3, which is 1 upon 2, equal to, on the right hand side we have probability of S1 intersection S2 bar intersection S3 bar, which we have proved equal to 1 upon 10 into inside the bracket 1 minus probability of S2 union S3, right? And then we have plus probability of S2 intersection S3 bar, which is 1 upon 12, and then we have plus probability of S3, which is just X. Fine. So now this is the equation which we have got. Now students, this can further be written as 1 upon 2 equal to 1 upon 10 minus 1 upon 10 into the probability of S2 union S3 can further be written as probability of S2 intersection S3 bar plus probability of S3. You can deduce this just by looking at the Venn diagram. right? Now students, we can easily solve this equation because now probability of S2 intersection S3 bar is 1 upon 12 and probability of S3 is X. So now we will solve this linear equation in terms of X and get the value of X. Now students, the equation becomes 1 upon 2 equal to 1 upon 10 plus 9 upon 10 into inside the bracket X plus 1 upon 12. This can further be written as 1 upon 2 minus 1 upon 10 equal to 9 upon 10 into inside the bracket X plus 1 upon 12. And now it becomes 4 upon 10 equal to 9 upon 10 into inside the bracket X plus 1 upon 12. 10 gets cancelled on both the sides and now we have 4 upon 9 minus 1 upon 12 equal to X. So X is equal to, just take the LCM of the denominators, it is 36, and in the numerator we have 16 minus 3. So this is 13 upon 36. So that means option A is the correct one. Now students, very soon I will upload videos that will contain the solutions of remaining questions of JEE Advanced 2025 exam. So keep watching my videos and enhance your knowledge of mathematics. Thanks.